So, those are my dirty dishes. I sort of thought before I washed them I would dirty some more.
That's just more fun. Hi, it's Brenda, in case you couldn't tell.
Here's a bowl. We have to dirty that bowl.
Hi, welcome to my channel, My New Me, where you get to watch as I try to make sense out of the chaos that has become my life and my home. How lucky are you?
Let's put you here. You can kind of see where I'm getting everything from. It's a little hard in this teeny tiny kitchen.
This is one of the videos that I told you I started and never finished.
These two things.
So it's time to do some finishing.
Need to clean something to put these on. I'm just going to use this lid to put these on. Peanut butter. Over there. Put you there. Sugar. And eggs. So the other day, I mentioned before how I watched this channel called Weirdly OCD.
I will link his channel in the description box below.
I might need a boy.
The boy has some uses.
Seriously? Oh, there. Phew. I watched this. Follow this channel called Weirdly OCD. Justin is the guy who does it. I've mentioned him before. Super nice guy. And he is...
Yes, I still struggle with talking and functioning at the same time.
The other day on his Facebook page, he posted pictures of the 3-ingredient peanut butter cookies that he makes. That he made. It reminded me how much I enjoy those cookies. Of course, I say the other day, by the time I actually get around to editing this and uploading it, probably end up being the other week or maybe the other month.
Or many, many months.
I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to make them again. Probably going to do a double batch. But it's really easy. It's 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 egg. Some people put vanilla in it, but I find it's plenty tasty enough without vanilla in it. Let me move you this way a little bit.
I now invite you to Storytime, with many long pauses, fumblings, and speaking to inanimate objects. Yes, some things never change.
I used to make these for my dad. He was a diabetic and had a big time sweet tooth. And had Alzheimer's disease. Was very much in denial of being a diabetic. And if I didn't have sweets that he could have in the house, unfortunately we lived like a block from a Family Dollar, and he would walk down to the store and just help himself get what he wanted. So I found someone I worked with told me about this recipe. You don't need to come up here now, I'm cooking people food. Someone I worked with told me about this recipe, so I tried it. I got the sugar-free peanut butter, sugar substitute. I would generally just buy Walmart brand, whatever is cheapest, because that crap was expensive. And I would make him cookie bars using that and counting the sugars and the carbs and all of that. He could eat 20 of these cookies without going over his snack limit. And if I made the bars, instead of making, you can take a teaspoon and drop them on a cookie sheet and bake them that way. I didn't do it like that. I did it in a cake pan and cut them into squares, like 2-inch squares. And that way You know, I give him a plate with one cookie and he's going to feel like he's being cheated and want more even if he doesn't want more. But if I give him a plate with 4 squares on it or 5 squares on it, he's going to be like, whoa, I get 4 cookies. Which is how he was. Now watch me being a grown-up and putting things away when I'm done with them. Whoa, when did that start happening? So they worked out well. And they're quick and cheap. So this is sugar. Instead of keeping it in a bag, this is an old, like a juice bottle. It's kind of like Aldi's brand of V8 Splash. The boy loves drinking this. So I put it in the jug, because I hate keeping food in boxes and bags, and I still love upcycling. They spill, they, you know, spiders. So I washed out the juice jug and let it dry really good and poured. This held about, I want to say, 1.5 bags of sugar. So that's 2 cups of peanut butter, 2 cups of sugar, and we're going to have 2 eggs. There I go again, putting crap away. Who is this strange person? Hi. I'm talking, the camera is on. She's not on camera, so she seems to think she's got to lay at my feet and take a bath. Half on one foot. I'm going to end up stepping on you. Somehow, Atty did not make it into any of these clips. 2 eggs. Pretty sure I was disowned for a while. I would also, to keep snacks that he could have in the house, I would also get the boxes of sugar-free Jell-O from Walmart. And I would make like 4 or 5 boxes at a time. And I had 0 sugar, 0 carbs. He could eat as much of that as he wanted. Because let's say he was going to eat it. Whether we wanted him to or not. Didn't matter how many times a day I had to stab him, check his blood sugar, or how many times he did just his other meds. He was going to eat it. FYI, I did not really stab my dad. That's just what I called it. So, if he thought he was getting something he wasn't supposed to get, wasn't supposed to have, and thought he was getting away with it, it worked out. So I would make the sugar-free Jell-O, and I would pour it into the Dixie cups. These are small paper cups for bathroom dispensers. Because you give him, you know, he comes in and there's a big bowl of Jell-O in the fridge, he would take the big bowl and eat the entire thing. And then half an hour later, he wants more of something. And a lot of that was just the Alzheimer's. I mean, he wasn't that way before. That was just the Alzheimer's, the, you know, lost, confused, not remembering, just get prowling, want something. And I'll admit, we used it as a distraction for him. A way to, when he would start to get irritable, mean, grumpy, and we would give him food, and that would calm him down and keep him focused on something else, make him think that he got a special treat. So I would take the sugar-free Jell-O, pour it into Dixie cups, line the Dixie cups up along like a big shoebox lid or something, so they would stand up. Just fill that with Dixie cups, so they would end up having like 50 or 60 cups. And then I bought plastic spoons, and Mom wouldn't have 18 dishes to wash throughout the day just from Jell-O. And when he wanted something, or even when Mom wanted something, they could just go and take out the cup. They'd have a nice little Jell-O treat. And it kept him happy, made life easier for me, made life easier for Mom. And because it was a sugar-free Jell-O, he could have, really could have as much of that as he wanted. Alright, so I'm going to make the cookie bars. I'm going to move this out of the way. Hi. Yeah. But I'm going to use the Kasori to do it. This is the pan, the Kasori multicooker. I did a review on this. I'll try to remember to link that in the description box below this video. However, usually when I do these or I bake brownies, I actually have foil to use when I do that. I usually line the pan with foil. Now with the Kasori, we really don't have to worry about it. Nothing sticks on this thing. It is so easy to clean. And we've done some food burning in it. But line the pan with foil. It's much easier to take the food out, especially a cake or brownies or cookie bars, stuff like that. You can just lift the foil out and set it down and then cut it in squares with a big knife. Not have to worry about trying to take a spatula and dig them out after cutting them, or scratching the pan with a knife if you're cutting it, anything like that. So, however, I also I would make these cookies or cookie bars for work, for functions or family gatherings or get-togethers with friends or something. And you can add chocolate chips to them, mini M&Ms. Spread a layer of chocolate chips on top, and then when it's halfway through cooking, take one of these spatulas. Can you see it there? Take one of these spatulas and smooth it out so it's a nice coat of like icing on it. There's a lot of different things you can do with this recipe. So Justin from Weirdly OCD, thank you very much for reminding me about this. And it's very tasty. They are very tasty. If you like peanut butter, if you can have peanut butter. Alright. Another dirty dish. And then it's just a matter of smushing without the foil moving all over on you.
I have also made these cookie bars with dark chocolate peanut butter.
And make it a nice flat layer.
So, so good.
Now when these are still warm, they are still pretty moist and floppy, maybe. But once they cool, they do dry up. They do not dry up. They harden up and they get more of that cookie consistency.
We have done a lot of cooking and baking in the Kasori multicooker. It does such a good job. This is my first attempt at cookies and cake or anything like that.
This is what it looks like. And they're all nice and smushed. Just kind of flat on the foil. And I'm not going to be able to hold the camera and put this in the Kasori, so. Oh, stop. No, just stop.
Several hours later.
Little whiny butt. Alright, so we're done. Put that right there.
Several hours because I sort of goofed up the temp and the time and the, well, all of that.
Turn off the Kasori. And, ooh, look at that. I'm just going to let it cool. Let it sit there and cool. And then we'll go from there. And yes, I have not done dishes yet. Because I haven't. It's the only reason I haven't. So we are cooling off here. Not completely cool. But a little bit cool.
You see me in this robe in a lot of videos. I love this thing. And the boy likes cooler temperatures than I do. The robe makes for a nice comfy compromise.
I'm going to take that. And then take this and lay it on the counter. There's a gigantic peanut butter cookie. We're going to take this. Just much easier to cut it this way with the foil. And then take the foil out and you're cutting it on a flat surface instead of trying to cut it inside a pan. The outside is nice and brown, crispy-ish looking. I need a bowl to put these in.
This also helps protect the no-stick finish on your pans.
Oh, we have nice little peanut butter squares. Bottom got a little overcooked. How the taste? Actually, it tastes quite tasty. Nice and moist.
And they freeze well. You freeze them in baggies and they come out tasting just as good.
Did get a little bit too done. I think I had the temperature too high. So I ended up cooking it at 300 for an hour, 276 for an hour, and it wasn't even close, and I turned it up to 300. I had that in there for another hour, but this is, you see how thick they are. They're quite hefty.
You do want to store them in a baggie or airtight container.
So probably had I done like 250 for 2.5 hours or something like that. Or if I did it in slow cooker mode, that would have been better.
We are still learning the kasori.
Still tastes good though. And nice and moist.
And you can make of them what you will. You can icing them, you can add any type of chips, sprinkles, make it into one big cake. Whatever floats your boat.
These are actually bigger chunks than I need to make them. Quite tasty. And then ta-da, dishes are done. Not really. I will wash the inside of this kasori pan because it'll get greasy. However, it doesn't have stuff baked on it. So there we go, nice little treat. Nice and yummy. I think I'll have this one. And you guys saw how long it took me to mix it. Not long at all. And guess what I'm going to be doing. Alright, thanks for watching. Take care and toodles.